Good morning, everyone. This morning, I woke up and I ended up with this lovely error message: fatal error debugger detected. I didn't actually know what that meant. So I ended up doing a little bit of digging. It looks like it has to do with something had to do with it's called CL kernel. It's a type of OpenCL kernel, and I'm gonna have to assume this has to do per GPU. So it's like a memory input. So there's two things we can look at. Either it's a software problem, which sometimes it is, or it can be a hardware problem. So we have to check two of those areas. So number one, we're going to do a software problem right now because this miner has been operational for 215 hours and 59 minutes. So in days, that miner has been operational for, so let's go 215, so it's 216, almost literally 216 hours. Divide that by 24 hours, it's been operational for 9 days. So as you can see, I'm gonna have to assume it's pretty much, it's gotta be, it hasn't been rebooted. Now, my miners are rebooted through Windows every 10 days, so it's coming up, well, it's working on its 10th day. It's actually, it says 15, but it's actually this one may have been 15, so that could be my fault. Let me double check that actually before 15 day, and I could be, oh no, this is actually every 15 days. You guys can see the same thing over here. It's every 15 days. So okay, so that means this computer, that means I'm gonna want to reset this every 10 days. So I'm gonna kill all of this, delete, and save it, and we're gonna change the name of it to every 10 days. So it's going to be a 10-day reboot. We're going to restart this reboot. We're going to kill this reboot because it's almost done. So what we'll do is, so now we have a 10-day reboot. Oops, that was not the 10-day reboot. I believe this is the 10-day reboot. So we're going to let this one run. So what we're going to do, we're going to fix this one, the fatal error, and I believe the way to fix it is you can use this command, -CL kernel, and put 0 for generic. You can play this with optimized, which, you know what? Actually, we're going to try that. We're going to go for 2. Actually, sorry, 1 is optimized. So I have it currently set at 0. Right over here, kernel is set at 0. So we're going to go kernel 1. Let me see what that does. If not, we're going to switch the value to 0. So, save. Anyway, this is for fatal error debugger detected. Oops. So that will kill that. Now, we're going to check to make sure that our GPUs are idling. They're all idling right now. Now, let's refire it up. And we're going to wait 13 seconds. And we're going to see what it is, and that should be able to fix it. But remember, we're going to run optimized right now. It's not it. Oops, sorry, there we go. Let's see if anything happens on the memory. Now, remember, I have mine setting very slowly with all of the commands that I have in here. I should maybe minimize this a little bit. There we go. I have mine minimized, so it slowly, gradually builds up each GPU one at a time. So let's see if this will do it again, or if there's any issues. So there it goes. It's starting to wind up. Alright, we found the share already. 71 milliseconds? Wow. Okay. Alright, GPU 3 is up. So the next one is working on GPU 4. Oh, GPU 2 is up and operating. Alright, we're back up to running at 121, 121, and 132 megahashes. So let's see what this does. We're going to run it for at least a half an hour here, and we're going to see if it was a mistake, or it was a oopsie, or it was something in the programming. Also, do remind yourself, guys, try to update the Phoenix miners as they come out. Let me see. This version I'm using, it is version 5.6D. Now, let's pull up an actual version, find out how far behind we are, because I haven't updated the miners always. Oh boy. Are you going to give me error messages today? Thank you. Come on, Fox. Now that's going to be a new kill. Let's go to the task manager. Let's see if it's in the memory somewhere hiding. Well, we can get rid of it. NVIDIA, runtime, now. No, we don't have it. Well, look at that. It's finding shares pretty good. 3 shares within 3 minutes, so about a minute per share. That's not bad. Yes, I know it crashed. Well, restart Firefox. Silly, silly, silly. All right. It's going to refresh Firefox. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a new one. Here's something we didn't see before. So it's a bonus. Oh my stars. Breakpoint. What the frick does that even mean? 3.4. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that can be a problem. If you guys can see, I put this. I wonder. You see, this one's a 58.4 out of 58.7 committed, and all I did was use the kernels to put to 1. I wonder if I'm going to take off the kernel, I'm going to put it to 0 to generic, and we're going to restart the miner. This could be a possible problem because it doesn't have enough virtual memory. Huh. Okay. This video just went a little deeper than I thought it would be. If you guys can see, I got 58.7 gigabytes of committed virtual memory. And it's right now we're running a 58.4. That is insane. So what we're doing, I am going to cancel this. I'm going to quit the miner. I'm going to try. Look at this as it goes down. Wow, 38 gigabytes. So what we do, we're going to set the kernel back to 0. So now we're going to terminate this job. We are going to put the kernel to 0 there, save it just to make sure. And then what is it sitting at? 38 gigabytes normally. It's supposed to be down to next to nothing though, because all the GPUs have gone down. You know what we're going to end up doing with this device, guys? I want to see if I'm going to reboot the system on this one. This is SJ Rig 13 here, and I'm going to reboot the system to find out if this is going to become lower, because I don't know why it's sitting at 38.2 gigabytes. Let's find that out. So we're going to restart this rig. Wow, this might have to do something with itself. It has to do with memory. So we're going to figure this out. We'll figure all this out. So we'll give it a little bit to reset here, a couple of seconds, and that is interesting. See, that's something we learn every day, so we can find out what it is. Does this have to do with a memory in the virtual memory? So we're definitely going to find out what it is. What it has to do with. So we're going to pull rig 13, remote the desktop, and connect. Now let's see if it wants to connect to it after the reboot strategy here. I thought it was enough, but maybe not. Oh, there she goes, I believe. We'll see if it actually, if it's the way it's supposed to go. Okay, we'll catch it before, because it's automatic. Okay, we're going to catch the miner to this. We're going to close that. Then we are going to use task, if I can spell task manager today. Okay, so now we are going to be very, very intrigued if it's going to be the memories at usage 24 for physical memory. And look at that, 7.6 off of a reboot. So it all depends. If you're running Windows 10, you may have to reboot the system more. So we'll almost reboot it in 10 days. So it might have to be more and more rebooted. Now, let's find out with the kernel on. We're going to edit this so you guys know. So everybody knows here. Okay. We're going to see if that kernel's at 0, if it does anything different. Because with a kernel at 1, it ended up with a memory way higher. So let's find this out. We're going to pull this up. We're going to skip this. And we're going to watch the memory on here. So let's see on how this goes. 7.7. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to wait 5 minutes at 0 as the kernel is set to 0, the CL kernel. And then, as you guys can see, it's going up. Which is fine. But that's what I was wondering, why it was almost at maximum. So that might have to be, the issue would be fatal error. The debugger mode would actually have to be because there's not enough virtual memory. So that can be a problem. So instead of the rigs being rebooted every 10 days, maybe they should be rebooted every 5 days. Because when we had it, it was like 22 when it was sitting, when the miner was no longer in function. So, let's find out. That is strange. Very strange. Okay, we got 3 of them up, and look at where it's sitting. 27. So that was extremely weird, to be honest. So, it actually has to do with your virtual memory, I'm thinking. Alright, we got a share, which is a good thing. So, look at this too. The optimized levels too, we have them on 120, so it's not that. So that CL kernel, we might be able to put it on 1. Okay, let me bring that up again. Phoenix Miner here, and the readme notes. It's good to have this, and it's good to read these notes, guys, because it's a lot of helpful information here, actually. So we are going to here find minus CLK. So we're going, there it is. So the CLK, the kernel, would be a generic, would be 1. 1 is optimized, 2 is alternative, and I guess 3 would be turbo mode. However, do remember, I have already them overclocked. So be extremely careful on which one you set this. Do test benches, you know your computer might crash a couple of times. That's okay. That's the point of being a miner. See, look at this. We are down to 120.3, 124, and we're not on optimized. I didn't even know. This is new to me today. Like I said, as a miner, you never stop learning. You never stop learning what of these commands do until you are presented with a problem. And once that problem is presented, then you guys can do the research to find out, or watch my video, and then I'll help you when I have the problem. Okay, so we're gonna go on here, like, let's see, where is the task manager? There's the task manager. So the task manager 27.7. So if you guys can see, the other one we're getting about 121 optimized. So right now, like I said, we're gonna run 5 minutes to see if there's any changes, and there's no changes in virtual memory. We're at 27.7 in that, so we have plenty of virtual memory still to spare. So, look at that. GPU 0, 1, 2, 3. You guys see the internet traffic bouncing like a yo-yo, up, down, up, down, up, down. Send, and it's receiving 40 kbps, and it's sending out at 304 kbps. Wow, it's going up higher too. Look at that. See, this is what you can see in the network activity. So your computer's out sending more information than it's receiving too. Wow. Oh, it died for a second. Hey guys, meet my wife. Hi, Sandy. Okay, she's a little camera shy, guys, but she says hi. She tried to hide. Anyway, that's interesting. There's 4 minutes we are, and we can see the total in the memory area. Look at this, 27.7 gigabytes. And remember before, we were 58.4, so that was really strange. And also, look at the optimizing your ETH speed. That is strange on top of all of that. And we have a whole bunch of kitties sticking around the house. They're very cute. Well, guys, this is a little bit longer video than I figured that we can do like a quick on how to fix it, but no, it's not a quick fix. It's really not. It's actually more an in-depth fix. But simple as all that. Have them reboot it you can have them 10 days, have them 5 days. Maybe there's some memory stuck in Windows settings somewhere. To be honest, I have no idea what caused this. Now, what we're going to do, we're at 5 minutes, so we're going to kill this miner, and look at that. We're at 121.09. So what we're going to do is we're going to kill it, so we're going to quit. It's Control-C to do that. On there, it says terminate batch job. Yes. Now, watch this. You see how we dropped to 7.5, the memory. So that was pretty quick to drop down. So it went back down to the level. So reboot must have happened. There must have been stuff in the memory before. So now we're going to put it to generic. We're going to run optimized system now. So we're going to change from the SIG-L kernel to 0. Now, if this is just all what you guys want, just leave the CL kernel here, leave it to 0, just a 0 value, which is your generic value. So that means is whatever your your MSI afterburner, whatever settings you have them. Now, if you want to push it just a tad bit farther, because as miners, we always try to push just a little farther. Let's do this. We are going to put on 1, which is optimized. So let's do that, and we're going to leave it on 1 for at least 15 minutes and see if there's a difference into any of the following. So we're going to try 7.6, which is fine. That's what we started at. So now, make sure you save it. Save, and let's run it. And we're going to skip that, so we don't have to wait 15 seconds. We're going to pull the MSI afterburner clock up, which is going to be pretty much next to nothing on it. And we're going to leave that task manager going on top. So I will have this. Let's see, where can I put this so I don't have... There it is. All right, perfect. Now we can see both of them. Now, we were, I believe, at 22. So let's find out what this is going to get us. So the moral in the story is, It could be memory or virtual memory. Have at least 60 gigabytes of virtual memory. Oh, hang on, guys. My wife's showing me something here. What is this? Is this Chloe?
Cleo, drinking milk.
Oh, okay, guys. Hope you guys can see this. This is one of our kittens. Well, babysitting kittens. She's drinking milk. Aww. And right now they're in the pissy stage. Or sorry, they're in the silly stage. Hey, what happened? You guys used to be cute. I just seen a cute picture here. Ah, you gotta love this. Okay, now look at this. 120.5. So it's getting up there in value, which is very, very interesting. There's another one that you guys can do if you want. It's called CL Green. It's used a power efficient green kernel 01 default. You might specify that you want to auto tune for optimal GT values are completely different from the green kernels. See, so there's a lot of things I am still learning here. Type of NVIDIA kernel. Old version 1, newer version 2, version 3. No, version 3 are only supported at GTX 10. Okay. See, that's more stuff that we can play with the kernels. It's memory. All it is, it's just a memory. You are playing. These things have the programmer built this into the program themselves. So they took the burden, basically, out of us, and he did it for us so we can push them a little bit harder. That's all he did. So you can play with values. But look at this. This one, same thing. 27.7. And they're all optimized at 21, 120, 103, 120. So it's bouncing up and down. We got 4 shares. So we got more shares when we are using the CL kernel optimized. So you can play around with that. Now remember, do be careful. Like, don't overclock your graphics card to the point that they just explode each time. I know you want to get every mega hash out of it, but this, remember, it is not a race. This is a marathon. So please remember that. Don't push that equipment to its breaking point, because it's not worth it. It's not. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's just not worth it to push it that far. So let's do this. So now, just push it to the limits that you don't want to have issues. Babysitting issues are going to happen, but you don't want to babysit it forever. That's all I'm saying. And that's my view on it. That's what I do. I don't want to don't ever want to push it too hard. It's not worth it. So, moral of the story, simple. The issue for the debugger mode fatal error that we had, I believe that's what the fatal error debugger detected. This is because of the virtual memory. It has to do with your virtual memory. What happened if it sat for a long time, and you've seen the difference on the reboot. So once we rebooted it, you guys seen exactly what was happening. So we're going to put that away. So we're sitting at 27.7. Now, I'm going to see if we have enough to open Firefox. And we do. Why is that? Look at that. 28.3. All of that. That's why we have. So what I always want to do is get rid of this, because this is a minor I don't need. All I want is this. So I did promise you I was going to find out what we're going to have on the newest one. So Ethermine, you go, let's start mining now. And then you're going to get the software. You're just going to choose the media. T-Rex Miner, I played around with those. They're absolutely garbage. I use Phoenix Miner. They're very, very... The person that does this, the programmer that does this, he's done a fantastic job. Remember, my miner was at... What was the miner I was using? 5.6D. Now, S is the old version. T is currently at 6.1B. So always keep them up to date. You don't have to normally always do it. You just, whenever, if you're experiencing this issue, so we're going to leave it to go to 15 minutes, and I'm going to see if he does it again. If he doesn't do it again, and that command fixed it, it's perfect. If not, I'll update it, still run the same command, and see what happens. So we can download this. We are going to download the new version actually, because I do want the new version. So we're just going to save to file. There it is. Perfect. I'm going to close that. You know what? I will provide a link on this one, on the description below on this. So you guys can have it directly to it so you can grab this Phoenix Miner. So you don't have to go through all the pain in the rear end that I went through. So that's how this is going to work. As you guys can see, I got 68, 130, and 425. I don't push these cards more than I have to. It's not worth it. And you guys can see over here, look at the GPU temperatures are 52, 54, 52, 56. That's perfect. They're running open air cooled, nice and cool. I don't want to over push them. I just don't want to do that. So I hope this explains. I hope this kind of tells you on how this was fixed. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to end up running it for another 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And then we'll be all good to go, guys. All right. Well, guys, I would like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you hated this video, please give it a thumb down. It's okay. You know what? At least I know what type of videos out there that some people like and some people dislike. So it's okay. Please also remember, please subscribe to the channel if you like it. I come out with new videos once a week, and sometimes I'm going to put out 2 a week. So I want you guys to say thank you again, and thank you for watching.